Alright, so just forethought before my presentation gets going, I'd like to warn you that there are some potentially unsettling images during this slideshow that I've prepared for you guys today. I'd also like to ask you to pay attention to the photos. Especially towards the latter half, there's going to be a lot of faces. These people are obviously long gone, but they experience this, and I guess they almost tell a story if you're one of those emotional people. These are the people that have been displaced. So they're obviously not going to be very happy. So the question as to whether or not these series of conflicts between the Native American tribes of North America and the incoming European settlers was justified, it's obviously ambiguous. It has two meanings, or two sides, I guess. And any war does. That's what war is all about, is two conflicting ideas. But it might be first just to talk about what happened. It's a very drawn-out war. Began in 1622. First people come to America, and it's off to the races. This continued well into the 1900s. It was obviously fought between the Native Americans and the European colonists. And it's not so much Cold War, but it was, like I said, it was very drawn out. There's a lot of small sporadic skirmishes as compared to, big battles of other wars. So, some of those battles are Custer's Last Stand, Wounded Knee, the Trail of Tears, and there's a lot more. But history goes to the victor, and here we are in the United States of America. So we already know who came out on top from this conflict. But let's get going. So as the first American settlers developed into colonies and began expanding westward, the idea of manifest destiny begins to emerge, and that's the presumption that all Americans are to expand from coast to coast because it is their quote-unquote God-given right. Only one thing stands in their way, though, and that is obviously the indigenous peoples of North America. So that's pretty much where it all starts, and it just continues from there. It spirals out of control. So, considering that America is now one of the most powerful countries in the world, it could be inferred that the Americans have profited from this. And so, yes, in their case, the costs or the benefits outweighed the costs. But for the natives, on the other hand, not only did they lose their homeland, but they lost their way of life, their rights. Everything they had known to be life is gone, essentially. Furthermore, the United States, as they expanded, they accumulated power, resources, populations, and armies. And these were used to, again, quote-unquote, remove the Indians. So the natives, they had a much more bleak outlook on this. They're smaller in numbers, and one could say they were technologically inferior to the invaders, and they had a very difficult time battling the newcomers, the kids on the block, I don't know. So as America expanded, its interest in obtaining land did as well. That's obvious. With a growing population, you need more land and resources to fuel that. They propelled the United States into the 21st century. But again, looking from the opposite side, the natives did not have very much of a choice to enter this. It was an invasion, essentially. And all in all, at the end of the day, whether it be manifest destiny or hundreds of years of sorrow and bloodshed, I'm not one to impose an opinion on you. That's just where things lie, and I'll have the pictures speak a little bit, and you can choose for yourself.